Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda. Today is Wednesday, today is Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm sorry, I'm getting myself all discombobulated. October the 19th, Wednesday. And this is my podcast as well as YouTube channel, Spiritual Sense. In this podcast as well as YouTube channel, I go over topics in regards to the paranormal, occult, and supernatural. And I'm not going to briefly go dive into the topic today, but I'd like to state that this podcast, as well as this YouTube channel, is an open social discussion on those topics. Okay, it is for entertainment purposes. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for a future show or a topic for a future show, you are more than welcome to comment in the comment section below. So, what I'm going to speak about today, I think this will be the third time that I'm speaking about this topic, and it is Nirvana. What is Nirvana? Nirvana is a term you'll often hear in regards to Buddhism. And basically, Nirvana is a transcendent state in which there is neither suffering, desire, nor sense of self, and the subject is released from the effects of karma and the cycle of death and rebirth. It represents the final goal of Buddhism. So, as I mentioned, spiritual awakening, spiritual renewing is basically what that is. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth because there are different stages in terms of spiritual transcendence. I did do a podcast in regards to spiritual transcendence. Basically, what that is when you have received your spiritual awakening and you have received nirvana, and God will have your eyes conditioned and engaged to see things differently, like you would see how one thing relates over to the next. Many people say, I don't see what you see. What are you talking about? Trust and believe it. I know. It takes going through your spiritual awakening to gain the insight. Many people won't be tuned in to it. So it says Nirvana, Sanskrit, literally blown out as in a oil lamp, is a concept in Indian religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism, and Sikhism that represents the ultimate state of soteriological release, the liberation of Dukkha and Samsara. And I may be pronouncing a lot of these incorrectly. Nirvana is synonymously with moksha and murti. All Indian religions assert it to be a state of perfect quietude, freedom, highest happiness, as well as the liberation from attachment and worldly suffering and the ending of samsara, the round of existence. Non-Buddhists and Buddhist traditions describe these terms for liberation differently. In Hindu philosophy, it is the union of or realization of the identity of Atman and Brahman. Depending on the Hindu tradition, in Jainism, Nirvana is also the soteriological goal, representing the release of a soul from karmic bondage and samsara. In the Buddhist context, nirvana refers to realization of non-self and emptiness, marking the end of rebirth by stilling the fires that keeps the process of rebirth going. To achieve this status, one has to get rid of three psychological evils. One, raga, greed and desire. Get away from greed and desire. Deshwa, I'm sorry, dvesha, anger, and moha, delusion. And give me just a moment. I am going to uh, upload my videos. So, just one moment. As I do this now, let's see. All right, so just one moment. So, as I mentioned with Nirvana, it is a state of freedom from um, any type of suffering. As I mentioned before, freedom from any type of suffrage uh, in life, in this life journey, life experience. We all, at some form of time, I feel, will feel as though that we are suffering in some sense and a matter, whether it be by way of uh, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or even physically. We will all feel that way at some form of fashion in time, in terms of suffering and suffrage. Okay, so I will proceed with the next thing next. Okay, so the ideas of spiritual liberation with the concept of soul embodiment appears in the Vedic texts and Upanishads, such as in verse 446 of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The term nirvana is soteriological sense of blown out, extinguished state of liberation appears at many places in Vedas, particularly Bhagavata Purana. However, pluralist opinion does not credit to either the Vedas and the Upanishads. Erroneously, Collins states the Buddha seems to have been the first to call it nirvana. This may have been deliberate use of words in early Buddhism, suggests Collins, since Atman and Brahman were described in Vedic texts and Upanishads with the imagery of fire as something good, desirable, and liberating. Collins says the word nirvana is from the verbal root of va, blow, in the form of past particle, vana, blown, prefixed with the preverb nis, meaning out. Hence, the original meaning of the word is blown out, extinguished. So basically, in life, we will be faced with challenges, as we know. And once you have gotten to the point where you say, okay, enough is enough, I'm letting loose. It may appear as though, oftentimes you would, not only when you go through a point of nirvana, will you see spiritual Noah, where it seems as though people's personality have changed, like they're a totally different person. But also, you would take note that sometimes um, the person could be spiritual apathetic as well. It may appear to be spiritual apathetic, and typically, when the what I have gained in that is when something is going on, or the problem or the situation has not been remedied. When no one is paying attention, then you will begin to see by way of spiritual apathy versus spiritual renewal. I think to get you on your better half and your better self in this life experience, you would have spiritual renewal. But by way of spiritual apathy is when there's something notable that needs to take place, that needs to change. Particularly, it could very well be with the person or whatever's surrounding the person. So, do we know if it's domestic in terms of relationship, family ties? Do we know if it's in regards to career, job, spirit related job field, or whatever the case may be? And that's basically what Nirvana is. My interpretation of Nirvana. Um, Now, when I looked this up previously, there are different stages in terms of Nirvana. Some people may refer to it as Zen, which is a synonym indicated here in regards to Nirvana and reaching your Nirvana. And I'm going to proceed to see if I'm able to pull up some more information in regards to Nirvana. So in Nirvana, it mentions that during the times of stress and uncertainty, your dashas may be unbalanced. What are dashas? I'm assuming that that is similar to chakras. A lot of times you can do this by way of um, yoga. Many people may not be too friendly or fond of yoga, but it works. And at one point in time, when I was into yoga, it helped me to sleep. I had a lot of anxiety and stress on me, and many sleepless nights. And I wasn't a person, and as I still am, that is real big on taking medication anytime I have a sniffle, cold, or whatever the case may be, unless it's really warranted. And yoga helped me with my thinking, relaxation, as well as strengthening of my core in regards to my gastrointestinal part. So, in enlightenment, because basically that's what uh, nirvana is enlightenment. The four stages of enlightenment are Setaprana, Sekadama, Gami, Anagami, and Arahant. So they are the path to stream entry, fruition of stream entry, path to once returner, fruition of once returner, path to no returner, fruition of no returner, path of arahantship, fruition of a friendship. I'm not going to go into a lot of these because it's very, very uh, extensive. But if you are someone who has self illusion, doubt, and attachment to rituals and rules, lust, ill will, desire for materialism, you may be interested in going through this website. And the website that I'm on is originalbuddhas.com, and how you can learn to find purpose in life apart from running into the same old similar things over and over again, which continue to make you feel empty and feeling bad about yourself, to put you towards spiritual apathy. So there's certain chants and rituals that you can do to help with finding inner peace, oneness with yourself, and prosperity within yourself, and hope um, to see things on a brighter scale, to get yourself to find out what is purposeful in life, what is truly relevant and dear to me. And once you have attained that, then you'll be able to be happy. You will find peace and happiness within yourself. Okay? So I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense Speaking on Nirvana. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or a topic for a future show, you're more than welcome to comment in the comments section below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.